Hey traders, this is Marco on the 12th of August. It's another Friday and I want to do another bar by bar today. In general, on the top left corner you can see there's a high impact news at 9 o'clock in the morning. But in general I think this one is not that important, but we should keep an eye on this event at around 9. I'm coming to the PC around 7 in the morning. This is where the last bar is, and yeah, I will start my analysis from here. In general, I'm starting the day and I'm looking where are the last lows and where are the last highs. I'm marking these levels. And yeah, then starting with marking potential channels. You can see one here maybe. There's a low here, touch here, touch here. This is a higher low, but we can't take this. Okay, this is interesting now because you can see there's a bounce of the EMA, but this is no clear setup for me, and it's also very congestive. You can see this 3 or 4 bars stacked up here, and I don't like to enter on congestion because these setups are not high probable. So let's skip that here. Yeah, you can see from the doji bar that it was better to skip because prices can just turn back here to the EMA and give us a second entry long, for example, and go in the direction where we wanted. So yeah, I would skip this here. Okay, that would have worked, but we don't know this before, and when something is not clear, we just avoid it. Okay, interesting now, you can see prices came up to this overnight high here and bounced from this level. I would say that we have a break of this channel here already. That could be here, this tiny break and retest of the highs. So for now, I wouldn't look for any more longs from here. And there's the opening, you can see this color here, this white one changing in the background. That's when markets are opening. Having a short-term trend working lower here. Okay, this is bounce back to the EMA, but the same as before, too congestive, so we're not taking anything here. Okay, and maybe even we have some little range. Try it like this for now. Here's the midline. This is the second touch of the range support. We're going above the EMA, and I believe this is a higher low from here. But it's right into the midline, so maybe if we correct it like this, I think there's not enough space to scalp out to this high here. You can see this high equals to the highs that have been made before, so I would not take a trade here and just wait it out. You can see how it's bouncing here perfectly and coming back, and now it's congestion, so nothing to take. This is a small range, there's nothing to take here. I would like to see like a small bar coming from up with a small body here back inside the range, or from the bottom side. We're breaking out, most breakouts fail. Breaking out to the low side, and this is interesting now because we're breaking out to the low side. Most breakouts in ranges fail, and consider if we take this trend here, if this wasn't a break of the trend, so the break was not clear enough, we could still retest these highs here. So in general, the bias is more to the upside. And this is a nice breakout of the range with a very strong bullish bar. You can see how it went down here, came all the way back up, and there is enough space to scalp out until the middle of the range or to the other side of the range. So this is a take for me. You see direction of the EMA in the middle of the range. I think by here we would have scalped out already. Latest by here. And we're going higher. Drawing the line, increasing the range a bit. Maybe the range is even a bit higher, like so. Maybe there's a bigger structure here in play. It's not fitting well, maybe like so. Potential overshoot here, and also a break out of this last resistance area that were formed during the night. Coming back here, there's no setup here, nothing I like. And break of this channel, retest of the highs that could be done by here already, and maybe it's worth to increase it a bit now. Okay, there's some trend working lower now, marking this. If you watch the last videos, you know that I like to color my channels because it gives me a better overview. So I did that just now. There's the first break of the shorter term downtrend now. So I'm expecting a retest of the lows. Looks like a first leg up. Coming back here. Can't short this because it's right into the EMA. If you draw this line here, you can see there's a break new high, but to go short here, I would like to see it and finishing below the EMA and not above. So there's no setup for me. Another. And we are approaching now the 9 o'clock time, and I mentioned in the beginning there's a news here. So in any case, I like to stay out here and watch the news play out. Okay, and that was the news candle 5 seconds after 9. And we're retesting the lows of this channel here. Very well, and bouncing right at these last lows. That's interesting. So maybe can start drawing a range. Take these highs here, taking these lows. You can see this channel played out now, break new low, and there's a bounce of this support here. We also had a bounce here during the night session. So, and this is strong rejection. You can see how prices touch this level and take off directly to the other side. This is a V shape. So there's a strong reaction here. Putting my lines, break. New high, nothing we can take. In general, when you have a range, I don't like to take trades in the middle of the range, at the midline, at the EMA, because you never know where prices are heading to. Mostly I like to take trades at range lows, at the support, back inside the range, or at the range tops, the same, back inside the range. So this is congestion now, nothing we can take here. It's getting a bit messy because prices going up and down all the time. Drawing some shorter term line here. This could be a break, retest of the lows, and going higher. Drawing my channel here. First break of the channel. And we have now two interesting levels. These the highs here of the bigger range, marking the range, and also this resistance level here that have been tested one time here, one time here. Now we're approaching this level, and this channel broke, made a new high. Okay, this we cannot take because it's an inside bar of the previous candle. There's another attempt. Maybe also the channel can be like this, and then this would be the first break now. And this is interesting now. This is very interesting because you can see this resistance line here has been tested once, twice, third time, and this is the fourth time now. And we have the shorter term channel that broke, made a new high. I'm a bit skeptical because we have the higher range here with the resistance here. So we could see another bounce up to that level, and then, for example, go back or even go further. But I'm taking this and saying, this is enough for me, this resistance. We have this channel, break new high. I really like this candle because it's a perfect bearish bar. I mean, it's -1 tick, but in general, this is what I want to see. Prices go above, come back and finish at its low. And there's a lot, enough space to back to the EMA. So this is a trade that I also took live, and yeah, you can see that works out perfectly. Now there's a bounce of the EMA. This channel played out for me, so there's nothing to take. Now we're approaching the same resistance, drawing the line, reaction, and breaking through. This is interesting. It shows in general a more bullish bias for me, but we must of course observe reaction of the range now of this resistance level here. There's the bounce, you can see this candle, but I wouldn't take a short here. I would like to see a lower high or a second entry, maybe second entry short, coming back and forming a lower high here. I think also this is a second entry short. Yes, this is a second entry short, a lower high of this range resistance here. Just this candle is like a doji. You can see like the body of this candle is in the middle, and there is like the wick to the low side and to the top side. This candle here has 6 ticks. So if you are aggressive, I would risk this as a lower high, a second entry short, bounce off this range here, coming back inside the range. And if this channel here is active like this, we have a clear break here, retest of the highs, and yeah, lower high of the range resistance that was tested many times here. So if you're aggressive, you can take the short here, and you would scalp out back to the EMA. This is the first target, and when it goes further, then always the middle of the range, and if it goes further than that, the low side of the range. Break of this shorter term downtrend and retesting the lows, and this is very congestive now. Can't take anything here. This is too stacked up. You can see that. As I said before, I like to see candles bouncing off the highs or off the lows, but this is like the top third of the range and it's very congestive. Also, there's a break here, and that could be already the retest of this shorter term channel. So I'm not sure what to think about this situation here. And when we are not sure, we better skip. Coming back, testing again. This is a typical range there. You can see the highs are being respected, the lows as well, but most of the time prices stay in this upper range here now. Working lower now, you can see direction of the midline. Maybe increase this a bit here, coloring the channel. First break, and this is interesting because we have now prices made a new low. First entry short, second entry short. You can see this channel working lower. This is the first break. So we expect at least a retest of the lows. And I would take this as a second entry short right off the EMA. Good bearish bar. I think it's even a first entry, second entry, failed second entry long, and a second entry short. So yeah, I would take this 100%. Prices bouncing off this midline here, coming back even. Let me make this a bit bigger. But would not stop us out, because the stop for the order is one tick above the signal bar. So right here. And by here we would be out of the trade already. Testing the lows, going lower, making a new low here. So this channel played out just now. Okay, another channel. You can see it like this. There's a push above the EMA, strong bullish bar. Bounce back, but there's no entry. This is congestion and there's no failure here. More congestion, so for sure we cannot take this. And going higher. This is interesting now because we are breaking the range to the top side, but it was indicating this already. You can see prices did not come back to this area here, and in a healthy range normally prices bounce from the top, going to the low, going to the top, going to the low, and occasionally breaking out at some side. But here we could not go to the lows. You can see this channel here, channel broke, made a new low, but we stopped here suddenly. This was a stop. This was a brutal stop for all the shorts that went down here, expecting prices to go to the lower side of the range, and this candle here turns it all. So this is an indication when prices cannot come back to this low area here, that we might do the opposite and going back to the highs and occasionally even breaking the range to the top side. And this is what we can see here now. So this is a very strong bullish break. You can see these candles, they are all closing almost perfectly on the top side. That shows me that something has changed, the momentum changed, and now I'm looking for longs within this shorter term trend here. This trend channel broke, prices made a new high. Testing the breakout of the range, coming back. There's a second entry long here, but nothing to take. It's right into this range resistance. And as I said before, most breakouts fail in the first attempt. So we had the breakout here. This breakout fails now. And now we have to see what prices are doing. The EMA is being respected here. Maybe we have even a bigger structure working here. Let me see. Like this. That would be a huge channel. There's nothing we can take here. I mentioned the second entry long, but look at the bar. It's a doji and right into the range resistance. There's no setup here. You have to wait. Patience is the most important thing in this kind of stuff. If you're not patient, prices will fool you into trades and you will lose. So patience is king here. Okay, we are bouncing off this channel support. So I'm marking this, increasing the range. No setup here. We're in no man's land. Look how this midline is being respected. Price is calm but cannot break it, so pulling back now. Also here, prices did not come to this resistance of the channel, and the same as it was here, that could lead to a break of this channel and occasionally a retest. Maybe there is some little range here. Break of this channel. Let's lower a bit. No setup. There are no bars, no good signal bars that could lead to any good entry here for me. We're breaking this range to the top side. You can see most breakouts fail. And also this is the first break of this trend. Retest of the highs. Is this channel already played out? That's the question now. I'm playing with the channels always, so testing, maybe it's a bigger channel here in play, but that doesn't fit. So I will leave it how it is, because the midline here is very nice. You can see how prices respect this midline. And we are still in this range. No setup here. This is an inside bar. We have this range support here. Price is respecting this support. There's a higher low here, but in the middle of the range, there's no space for anything right now. Dropping lower. We cannot take this failed breakout because this bar is simply not good enough. You can see how prices came back up and pulled down, so that could lead to another move further down. So there's nothing you can take here. This is in the middle of the range. nothing that I like here. You can see live prices are right here. So, and we're retesting the highs of this channel. No setup here. This is congestion, another mini range forming, and this is the live price action. So yeah, not too many bars today. You can see from the opening until here, yeah, it's not too much action. It's cooling down a bit to normal price action behavior. So in general, you can see we had this failed breakout here, nice bullish bar to the upside, so we're taking a long here. No setup here, shorter term channel break, new low, also the news event. Then prices come back to this very important resistance line here, break high, very strong bearish bar, so taking a short here. Then bouncing back to the MA, coming back higher, respecting this range resistance, this bigger range resistance. Prices make a lower high here, second entry short. I told you when you're aggressive you can take this, 6 takes only, low risk. Bouncing back to the middle, making another short-term trend, second entry short here, first break, retest the lows, that worked well. And then not able to continue lower here, forming this nice bigger uptrend channel. No setup here, congestion. Breaking the channel, going into a range. In the range, no setup, and from here, poor congestion. So yeah, this is today's price action. Not too much. If you saw these trades here on the range highs, then you could take them. And in general, yeah, pretty neutral day. At the end of the day, prices take off a bit to the higher side. So maybe we continue this bull run that we had for the last couple days. You can see prices came up here, dropped then yesterday, 2 legs down, and making now another attempt higher. So yeah, I hope you liked that. I wish you a great weekend if you still trade. Good trades to you, and yeah, see you next week.